Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Casady Stamps podcast. This week, Google can't solve Android malware problem. iPhone battery is the same as it was. iPhone 12 already planned. And nVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, and Samsung. More Apple. Nikon suffering. Nikon camera being replaced. And Elton John farewell tour coming to Lincoln. Anyways, first off, Google cannot solve the Android malware problem on their own. So, what are they doing? They're partnering with ESET, Lookout, and Zimperium, which will scan Google Play apps before they go live, specifically the binaries. Now, the iPhone 11 battery is actually the same as the iPhone XR battery. By the way, the iPhone XR was the cheaper model of the second generation of iPhone Xs. And speaking of the iPhone 12 design already leaked. It's a boxier design, which I hate those boxy designs. They're going back to the design of the iPhone 4. Seriously. Except a lot bigger, of course. It does have a time-of-flight camera. It can detect distance up to 15 feet, which will boost augmented reality. Which, of course, is always a good thing. But it is allegedly the most expensive because of 5G support. Will 5G even be out of beta by next year, though? Because apparently Apple is not going to have a second generation of iPhone 11. It's $400 more expensive than the iPhone 11. Apple, seriously. You need to stop jacking up the prices ridiculously. I don't care that you are a lot more expensive than other models, but I do care that you jack up the prices that much. Of course, if you don't like that, don't buy them. It won't do you any harm. However, if enough people don't buy it, it will do them harm. And Apple is still working on the wraparound display. Seriously, Apple, that's worse than Samsung models. Because wraparound display screen will be on the back of the iPhone, which means you can't have a case at all for them. It will probably, however, not be on the iPhone 12. Because you see, manufacturers are reluctant to pack gimmicks. LG and Samsung also are not gearing up for it. Good for you, LG and Samsung. That sounds like the worst idea ever. Now, the 16-inch MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro was going to be delayed until 2020 because of the 16-inch display and the butterfly keyboard being replaced, as it was utter crap. But it actually is released. Also about the 16-inch Mac Pro, it has a thicker body, fits in the required componentry, as well as fans, which is a good thing, because it's supposed to be Pro. Sadly, it still has no ports. It has good speakers, although external speakers are obviously still better because, you know, there are some things you just can't do with built-in speakers, you know. The microphone is okay, but obviously it's not the best because it is not cardioid and not close to your mouth. The keyboard is back to a scissor mechanism. Oh, thank goodness, because that butterfly keyboard was absolute crap. But sadly, the touch bar remains. I hate that piece of crap. Whoever thought the touch bar was a good idea ought to be fired. Seagate is keeping hard disk drives alive. After all, they're the only mass producer of 16 terabyte storage. I mean, the biggest SSD I've heard of that is mass produced is 10 terabytes, I believe. Though there are probably bigger SSDs. And now, the 20 terabyte drives they're planning are to switch from conventional magnetic recording to single magnet recording. Their 50 terabyte drives are to use heat-assisted magnetic recording. Now, nVIDIA had security vulnerabilities. They're patched. That patch is actually necessary for Red Dead Redemption 2. It comes in the form of a driver update. Meanwhile, AMD continues to become more popular. I'm actually an AMD user myself. I guess you know what operating system I use. It's no secret that I use Windows. I mean, Ryzen began in 2017, which actually slowly chipped away Intel's reign on the prosumer, gamer, and professional market. The Threadripper 3000 and Ryzen 9 3950X is not included in AMD's 18% market share. Intel is discontinuing many of their next-of-unit computing devices, or NUCs. Most notably, Cannon Lake. So yeah, RIP Cannon Lake. Crimson Canyon is also discontinued or discontinuing. Rock Canyon and Pinnacle Canyon NUCs used Broadwell and Braswell CPUs, which are discontinued as of now. Samsung discontinued Exynos CPU development because it never surpassed other ARM CPUs or Apple's custom A devices. Does that mean that my tablet won't be the last Samsung model to use any of Qualcomm's Snapdragon processors anymore? Nikon is suffering from the digital camera market taking a hit because of the overestimated hype for full-frame mirrorless cameras, mainly. But they are going to try to make a profit again. In other Nikon news, the Nikon D750 is rumored to be being replaced because the old model, while it was really good when it was new, is beginning to show its age. The new model number is not D760, because I believe in the past they've gone up by 10. It instead will merge the 700 and 800 series, so it will be in between 760 and 800. It is rumored to be a mirrorless version of Nikon Z6. 24 megapixels, 2160p 30, or 1080p 120. Yeah, that frame difference is 4 times. However, it does not look like it's going to be able to do 1440p. It has a touchscreen and built-in Wi-Fi as well. However, take this grain of news with a grain of salt, as it is just a rumor. But what's not a rumor is that Elton John is bringing the farewell tour to the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska, which is scheduled for June 9th of 2020. Elton John previously performed in Omaha in February of 2019, this year. There was an early access program, which you would need an American Express card to get early access to tickets from November 14th at 10 a.m. through November 18th at 10 a.m. But as of recording this, that date is actually already passed. Now, in the vehicle market, remember when electric vehicles were slower and less efficient than gas vehicles? Well, that is no longer the case, Audi, Ford, Porsche, and Volkswagen are creating electric vehicles with monster performance. A lot of the hype of electric vehicles is their instantaneous torque. Also on the news, NZXT, or Next, expands to include audio. Now includes an AER, or Air headset, Air mixer, MXER in all capitals, and Next Stand, or Stand, STND. Headset is available in open back and closed back design. Sadly, no hybrid design. Hybrid designs, I believe there's only one model that was ever made of hybrid designs. I would suppose that it had a cover that you took on and off. Either that or it had a gate that you could close. 40mm drivers that are high-resolution certified. Now, in this day and age, high-resolution certified means basically nothing. At least that's what I remember myself hearing. The microphone on them, though, is a mystery. However, you should use the closed back design if recording or streaming. Yeah, you should use the closed back design if recording or streaming, because open back design will get picked up by your microphone, the audio from the headset. The Air mixer, MXER, is, as you could guess, a mixer. It is available in 24-bit, 196 kilohertz, and is $100. So, not actually too bad. And the Next Stand is a stand, which is actually going to cost $50, which, yeah, is actually pretty cheap. And then finally, Pentatonix announced their Japanese Greatest Hits album. They marked the occasion with a cover of Pretender in Japanese with perfect delivery and pronunciation.
Advice from Kiss Hades Stamps.
Okay, hello, and it's now time for Advice from Kiss Hades Stamps. Make series that you enjoy. For example, if, a video game is very popular, but you hate it, no one will watch it, as they can tell that you're only in it for the views. If making low-budget movies is really popular, but you don't enjoy it, don't. How many times do I have to tell you? People can tell if you are only in it for the views, or if you're partnered, the money. Make content that you like. Also, if partnered, do not spend more than probably 50% of income from the actual channel on your channel. If you do not have any external revenue sources, you'd probably not want to spend more than 25%. If you are not a partner and are not partnered with any external revenue sources, spend as little as possible on your channel. Do not beg for subscribers. Reminding is okay, but begging will either get you subscribers that A, you don't want, or B, are not active. Or a third option, it will do nothing. And also, do not do sub for sub. YouTube does not like it, and they most likely either will not be active, or they will most likely be someone that you do not want subscribing to you, because, yeah. The people who respond to your requests for subscribers in places that is not your channel, you probably don't want subscribing to you.
Personal segment. This is it.
Oh, it's so nice to be back on this Sennheiser E835. The furnace is running now, and you probably can't tell. But, on to the personal segment, because the bathroom renovation is complete! Yay! we replaced the wall, and sadly the trim does bend out. Yeah, I actually noticed that it not only is it not flush against the wall, but it also bends in the opposite direction of the wall. And the marble edge is back on where it should be. I mean, it's something that shouldn't have been stood on anyway. And the renovation is very ugly because we are not professionals. Sadly, the water heater appears to be having problems. It may be the input valve that's partially to blame. But the water heater is also old. It's from, 1996, I believe? Yeah, 1996. The other day, I actually tried to close the input valve, but it does not close, unfortunately. It may have blocked the input pipe a little, because, it's a gate valve, which gate valves are prone to failure. And now, my sister is releasing a Thanksgiving video. If my brother will get me the scenes 4 through 7, and I might have to check because he might have already. Another thing, Minecraft Earth is now in the US. Yay. If I don't sound too excited about it, it's not compatible with my tablet. I mean, my tablet's fairly old. Apparently, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A 8.0 SMT350 is from 2015. And finally, as you can see, I'm no longer testing the Behringer B1. I'm back on the Sennheiser E835, and man, I love this guy. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then please do hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then please be sure to subscribe. But anyways, this has been Casady Stamps. Cheers for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.